Good morning, everyone. How are you? Inshallah, today we start talking about research basics. I already uploaded these slides on e-learning, but in this video and other videos I will upload later on, I will try to simplify these main concepts for you, and it will be part of the final exam material. So, from academic point of view, research involves finding out about things. You are looking for answers. That includes discovering new things or proving hypotheses or refuting theories. So you want to prove something is correct and something is not. And you do that using research methods or techniques. And you use them to do research that includes tools, providing ways of data collection and data analysis to come out with some conclusions or answers. We can do that through 9 ways or 8 ways. And we do that to gain knowledge. So the first way is to categorize. In simple words, categorize means to put things into groups. So you explain which things belong to each other. And we can do that by looking for some similarities or some differences. In the example here, as you can see, for example, we can divide verbs in English into state verbs or dynamic verbs. That depends on some behavior, on some behaviors of these verbs, such as state verbs don't accept the progressive aspect, and dynamic verbs accept the progressive aspects. We have another example here. You can read it by yourself when I send you these notes, inshallah. The second way is to describe. You can apply this through observation. So you have to observe a certain situation. Then you collect data. After that, you try to examine the situation in order to establish what is the norm. It means that you want to see if there is a predictable behavior under the same circumstances. For example, children acquire language through the same stages under the same circumstances. They go through 6 stages, as you know, despite their mother tongues. And I think you studied this in psycholinguistics. Number 3, explain. Now you do that by getting the facts. First, you collect data, then you describe them or describe the situation you have. After that, you try to associate or link that with different factors that might affect such behavior. For example, let's say that we have 3 children who speak Arabic. Now we want to describe the phoneme qa. Now each one of them pronounce this sound differently. Maybe one of them would say qa, the other one would say ga, another one would say a. You want to see which factors that stand behind such linguistic behavior. Now the other way is to evaluate, and you can do that by making judgments or comments about the quality of objects or the events that you are studying. For example, let's say that we are doing a research paper related to online teaching in colleges, and I think you are living this situation right now. Now, does it work or not? That can be through establishing a comparison to show the points of strength and weaknesses between, for example, online teaching or teaching in classrooms. Number 5, compare. When we have 2 or more contrasting cases, which examined to show differences and similarities to get a better understanding. For example, there are many approaches for teaching the second language. For example, we have the grammar translation method and we have the communicative approach. Maybe a researcher can show some similarities and differences in order to make a general and clear image of these 2 methods. This is the way you compare between 2 things or more. Number 6, correlate. When having 2 phenomena that the researcher tries to show the relationship between them and how they affect each other. يعني في عنا حالتين بنحاول نربط بيناتهم نشوف كيف كل وحدة بتأثر على الأخرى. Number 7, to predict. When the researcher can show the relationship between two cases. Again, you need to see how one case affects the other. Number 8, control when the researcher understands a situation. Maybe that will be able to control it. For example, we are suffering from coronavirus. Maybe discovering the reasons, maybe the nature of this virus will help us to control it and to find some vaccines for it. Now let's talk about writing a research proposal. I think all of you are familiar with this because I already explained this, but again, this will be part of your final exam. So a proposal must have title, abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology and results, and references. Okay, now for the title. Now a good title should be concise and explicit. يعني لازم يكون واضح ولازم يكون مختصر. Now we have some characteristics. Just take a look at them. This will be included in the exam. Maybe you will have multiple choice questions, so please try to memorize these points. A title shouldn't be long. And you shouldn't use words that add nothing to the understanding of the reader. Number 3, use appropriate keywords and be specific to the main concept and theme. Now we start with the first section you read or anyone would read in a proposal. So what is an abstract? Abstract is a summary of the major aspects of the entire paper. It includes the purpose of the study and the research problems. It includes basic design of the study, the major findings, and a brief summary of the conclusions. Now, the abstract allows you to elaborate upon each major aspect of the paper and helps the reader to decide whether they want to continue reading or not. يعني بشكل عام اللي بيقرأ الملخص أو الأبستراكت بيصير عنده فكرة مبدئية عن الورقة كلها عن إيش بتحكي. فإذا كان الأبستراكت نوعا ما مشوق بشجع القارئ إنه يكمل قراءة في هذه الورقة. طيب, now let's take a look at the types of the abstract. There are 4 main types. We have a critical abstract, descriptive, informative, and highlight. Let's talk about the first one. A critical abstract, it describes the main findings and information. It provides judgments or comments about the studies in validity and completeness. Now this type is really rare and most researchers don't use it. Secondly, we have the descriptive. It describes the information in the paper. We don't have judgments or comments, and it doesn't provide results or conclusions. And I think most of you use this type in your research proposals. Number 3, informative. It explains the main arguments and important results. It includes the purpose, methods, and the scope. Also, it includes the results, conclusions, and recommendations of the researcher. Number 4 is the highlight abstract, which is used to attract the reader's attention to the study, and it is also rarely used in the academic writing. Now, let's talk about the style. You should use active voice when it is possible, but mostly we will use the passive construction. You have to use concise and complete sentences. Use the past tense because you're already talking about something is complete and finished. And about the formatting, it should be a single paragraph. It should look like a block. It follows the title page, and it should be, even though it is the first section in the paper, it should be written at the end of your paper. Okay, I have to finish now because I think the space I have in my phone is running out. Okay, I will finish this in another video. Thank you.